This is the Ramana Maharshi Satsang, a time to listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. Know yourself and be always free and at peace. Welcome, I'm Richard Clarke. I'm not a guru or a teacher. Ramana's teaching is deep, and I just want to share it. I will read and comment on the Ashtavakra Gita Chapter 11, verses 5 through 8. In these verses, Ashtavakra teaches Janaka about true wisdom. Ashtavakra said, "One who has realized that only by caring is misery caused in the world becomes free, happy, serene, desireless. I am not the body, nor is the body my possession. I am awareness itself. One who realizes this for certain has no memory of things done or left undone. There is only the Absolute. I am not the body, nor is the body my possession. I am awareness itself. One who realizes this for certain has no memory of things done or left undone. There is only the Absolute. From Brahma to the last blade of grass, I alone exist. One who knows this for certain becomes immaculate, serene, unconflicted. Attainment has no position, no meaning." Let's explore these verses where Ashtavakra speaks of spiritual wisdom. 11.5. One who has realized that only by caring is misery caused in the world becomes free, happy, serene, desireless. This verse highlights that suffering is rooted in attachment and concern for outcomes. When you care deeply about worldly matters, your mind becomes entangled in desires and fears, leading to misery. Ashtavakra points out a profound insight. True freedom and happiness arise when you release these attachments. By understanding that caring in the sense of attachment brings suffering, you can begin to let go, allowing serenity and a state of desirelessness to naturally emerge. It's not about indifference, but about transcending the ego's reps on desires and outcomes. Let things flow as they will. That's hard for me sometimes. In spiritual practice, this verse is a powerful reminder of the importance of detachment. By recognizing that your attachments are the source of misery, you can consciously work to release them. You can release these transient attachments when you know what is always and constant within yourself. This leads to a state of inner freedom where happiness and peace are not dependent on external circumstances. As you cultivate a desireless state, you experience a deeper level of contentment and calmness. This verse encourages you to explore the liberation that comes from non-attachment, inviting you to live with greater ease and joy in the present moment. 11.6. I am not the body, nor is the body my possession. I am awareness itself. One who realizes this for certain has no memory of things done or left undone. There is only the Absolute. This verse teaches that your true identity is beyond the physical body and the actions associated with it. When you fully understand that you are not the body, nor do you own it, you realize that your essence is pure awareness. This self-knowledge frees you from the burden of past deeds and future obligations. The mind, no longer fixated on the dualities of doing and not doing, rests in the Absolute, an unchanging, eternal reality. This awareness dissolves the ego's need to identify with actions and results, leading to a state of profound inner peace. For spiritual practice, this verse is transformative. It shifts your identity from the temporary and limited body to the eternal and limitless awareness. By embracing this truth, you free yourself from the anxieties and regrets tied to actions and outcomes. Living as awareness allows you to experience life without the constant mental chatter about the past and the future. Ashtavakra invites you to rest in the present moment, in the purity of the Absolute Self, where you are untouched by the fluctuations of the mind and the world. From Brahma to the last blade of grass, I alone exist. One who knows this for certain becomes immaculate, serene, unconflicted. Attainment has no meaning. This verse reveals the non-dual nature of reality, where only the self truly exists. Only the self is constant and unchanging amidst the fleeting experiences in the world. When you realize that the same essence permeates everything, from the highest deity to the smallest form of life, you understand there is no separation in existence. There is nothing that exists outside you, the self. This realization leads to an immaculate state of being where inner serenity prevails and conflicts dissolves. The idea of personal attainment loses its meaning because there is nothing to gain or lose in the oneness of existence. This understanding brings a deep sense of peace and contentment. For your spiritual journey, this verse is a profound teaching of the oneness of all that is. It encourages you to see beyond the illusion of separateness, recognizing the self in everything. This awareness removes the need for personal achievements or goals, as you realize you are already complete. Living in this understanding brings about a serene and unconflicted state of mind, where you are no longer driven by the ego's desires. Ashtavakra invites you to embrace the oneness of existence and find peace in the realization that you alone exist. Here is 11.8. One who knows for certain that this manifest and wonderful universe is nothing becomes desireless awareness and abides in the stillness of no thing. This verse conveys the insight that the universe, despite its diversity and beauty, is ultimately insubstantial. It is all temporary and fleeting. Everything comes and goes. Everything changes. When you realize that the world of forms and phenomena is essentially nothing permanent, your desires naturally fall away. You become awareness itself, no longer distracted or entangled by the external world. This leads to a state of stillness, where you abide in the peace of no thing, pure awareness, untouched by the illusions of the material world. This knowledge frees you from the mind's constant pursuit of desires and allows you to rest in the simplicity of being. This verse invites you to see through the illusion of the material world. By understanding that the universe is ultimately nothing, you can transcend the desires that arise from it. This realization brings you into a state of profound stillness, where you can abide in the peace of pure awareness. It's a call to detach from the distraction of the external world and find fulfillment in the simplicity of your true nature. Ashtavakra encourages you to explore the stillness within and to rest in the freedom of desireless awareness. These verses from the Ashtavakra Gita guide you towards detachment, self-realization, and understanding the illusory nature of the universe. They emphasize recognizing your true identity as awareness, leading to inner peace, freedom from desires, and the dissolution of personal conflict. So know yourself and be always free and at peace. And now we have a video from Nome, always.
That which you truly are, you are always. Not only is that immutable, it is eternal. What of you is eternal? What has a beginning and an end, a birth and a death, cannot be your very existence. For existence does not cease to exist at any time. Evidently, that cannot be the body, which has a beginning and an end. If your real nature is bodiless, what is it? What has a beginning and an end? In other words, that which is not eternal is merely a false appearance and not the reality of your being. Who are you? Thought is not eternal. It is momentary. What you are is always. If you are neither the perceptible nor the conceivable, what are you? The Upanishads declare that the self is Brahman. And Sri Bhagavan, Ribhu, Hari Shankara, and others have proclaimed the nature of the self to be Satchidananda, being, consciousness, bliss. If you know yourself, therefore, Brahman knows Brahman, God knows God. To know yourself, inquire deeply within. At the depth of your very existence, who am I? Such inquiry brings a cessation to the imaginary conception of differentiation, such as Jagat Jiva Para, the universe, the individual, and the supreme. In the eternal, as the eternal, one finds complete peace and illimitable joy. Such are of your very nature. If you mistake yourself to be a limited embodied individual, then with such misidentification, bondage seems to be. and being bound, the innate happiness appears veiled, and such is a state of suffering. To be free of the suffering, liberate yourself from bondage. To become unbound, cease to misidentify. To cease to misidentify, inquire, who am I? As all forms are seen to perish, the eternal must be formless. Your very existence is formless. What is formless cannot possibly be multiple. Differentiation is only among imagined forms. Thus, if you have a form, or seem to have a form, likewise God and the world. If you are the eternal, pure existence, consciousness, bliss, there is no question of form or of differentiation. There is only one homogeneous, boundless, beginningless, endless, pure existence. And that is what you are. The self is only one. Your existence is invariably singular. There cannot be two selves, an eternal one and a transient one. A real self and a false self. An absolute self, or Brahman, and an individualized self. If you inquire to know yourself, penetrating the very heart of the apparently individualized existence, you will find only Brahman, the absolute self, which is one without a second, for all eternity. The interior, silent, direct experience of this, without cessation, is steady abidance, or true knowledge.
All right, and now we will inquire for ourselves. You exist, and you know that you exist. Inquire, investigate within yourself. What are my attachments? what happens to these attachments when I know myself? Can I feel the oneness of all existence in my daily life? What stands in the way of feeling the oneness? Can I rest in the stillness of pure awareness? Who am I? What do I hold as my identity? What am I? What am I made of? What is the nature of my existence? What exists? Right. And let's close with our chant. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace.
Mm. Better than 31 flavors. Mm.
Well, your eyes can see with perfect clarity, but still, it's hard to see the self.
Yeah, to finally realize there's nothing to see, it's only to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
To be and to know.
and being is knowing, and knowing is being.
Yes, yes. I remember
No,
for a time
no.
long ago in the backyard of Guadalupe Avenue in San Jose, meditating on the knowing as being and trying to see if I could find either knowing or being separate from the other.
Uh,
And I just couldn't do it.
there's not two of you.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Beautiful, beautiful.
namaste. Good to see
Namaste.
you. Good to be together
Yes,
and listening to Nome and Ramana and Ashtavakra.
yes, and
And we
remember,
have so many teachers.
and remembering meditating in Guadalupe Street.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you for bringing this to us, Richard.
thank you.
Adios. In 40 verses on reality, Ramana Maharshi explains the nature of the self, the ultimate reality, and self-inquiry. My new book, with my comments and inquiry questions, opens these teachings up and brings them into your practice and experience. Available now from Amazon. Link in the video description. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.